And welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I want to make today's video and talk about some early indications of home buying demand. What's happening right now that could impact our housing market in the weeks and months ahead. So, of course, I have a lot to share. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, according to Redfin, pending home sales dropped by 32% on a year-over-year basis, reaching the lowest levels since at least 2015 for the 4 weeks ended January 1st of this year. So, pending home sales dropped the most by 32% on a year-over-year basis, dropping to its lowest levels since at least 2015. I emphasize at least because this is as far back as Redfin's data goes, down 32% on a year-over-year basis. When you actually look at pending home sales, according to the National Association of Realtors, as of the end of November, though, based on my own analysis, pending home sales are at the lowest levels since at least 2001, excluding the onset pandemic here, and that's based on data from the National Association of Realtors as of the end of November here. In any case, for the 4 weeks ended January 1st of this year, the biggest declines were actually in pandemic hotspots such as Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Austin, all dropping by more than 50% in pending home sales compared to 1 year ago. The housing market fizzled out at the end of 2022 due to 6% plus mortgage rates, a looming recession, record low new listings, extreme winter weather, and of course, this typical holiday slowdown. In regards to pending home sales, have a look at this. Again, down 31.7% on a year-over-year basis, the 11th straight 4-week period in which pending home sales declined more than 30%. Among the 50 most populous U.S. metros, pending home sales fell the most from 1 year ago in Las Vegas, declining by 61.9%. Phoenix, Arizona falling by 56.7%. Austin, Texas declining by 54%. Jacksonville, Florida also falling by about 54%, and Nashville, Tennessee falling by 51.5% on a year-over-year basis. So we're seeing a huge decrease of pending home sales across the nation here, and this is really going to be impacting closed home sales in the next month or two here. But we're also seeing right now in the US is this right here, because according to Redfin's home buyer demand index, that increased 10% from 1 month ago, but it's down 20% from 1 year ago. And again, this is an index based on requests for home tours and other home buying services by Redfin agents. So have a look at this. Again, that index is falling 20% on a year-over-year basis, and actually include 2023 because this is for the 4 weeks ended January 1st. So this tiny dot right here is the most recent data here, falling by 20% on a year-over-year basis, below, of course, 2021 and, of course, 2022. Something else that's worth noting as well is that the current levels right now are obviously lower than 2021, which is right there, and also 2022. But the current levels right now are actually higher than the same time frame in 2020, which is right here. Also, something that's just kind of interesting to see here. Again, this is an index based on home tour requests by Redfin agents here and other home buying services here. Absolutely tanked during the onset of COVID here when we had COVID lockdowns across much of the nation in 2020. But look at the huge increase ever since April of 2020, absolutely skyrocketed until the summer months of 2020. Obviously, we had a huge increase of home buying demand because rates were around 3%. And of course, a lot of people had new work at home arrangements, and that caused home prices and home sales to absolutely skyrocket during this time. Of course, a lot has changed since then because rates right now are averaging over 6% right now and have been above 6% ever since around October 1st of this year. Or I should say not this year, 2022. So here's another report that was actually just announced a few days ago, or actually a couple of days ago. And this is based on a weekly survey by the Mortgage Bankers Association, or the MBA. They noted that mortgage applications decreased by 13.2% from 2 weeks ago. This is actually for the week ended December 30th of 2022. And of course, these results include adjustments to account for the holidays here. But total applications for mortgages decreased by 13.2%, which obviously includes refis plus purchase applications here. So they actually break this down by refis plus purchases. So their holiday adjusted refi index decreased by 16.3% from 2 weeks ago and was down a whopping 87% from the same week 1 year ago. So that's refis. Let's have a look at applications for purchases though, because the seasonally adjusted purchase index decreased a whopping 12.2% from 2 weeks ago and also decreased a whopping 42% from the same week 1 year ago. And according to Joel Kahn, who's the MBA's vice president and deputy chief economist, he had this to say: the end of the year is typically a slower time for a housing market, and with mortgage rates still well above 6% and the threat of a recession looming, mortgage applications continue to decline over the past 2 weeks to the lowest levels since 1996. It's very important to clarify here, though, he's not really talking about purchase applications. He's actually talking about refis plus purchase applications here, falling to the slowest levels since 1996. So because refis decreased by 87% compared to 1 year ago, this is one of the main reasons why we're at the lowest levels since 1996. Obviously, purchase applications falling by 42% compared to 1 year ago obviously has some impacts regarding this number right here, of course, as well, right? And Joel Kahn goes on to say the following here: even as home price growth slows in many parts of the country, elevated mortgage rates continue to put a strain on affordability and are keeping prospective home buyers out of the housing market. He's absolutely right, because even though home prices have declined by about 10% since June of last year, we're seeing huge decreases of contracts being signed between buyers and sellers, and obviously huge decreases of applications for mortgages as well. Speaking of that, the MBA also reported for November that applications for mortgages for people looking to buy a brand new home decreased a whopping 25.2% compared to 1 year ago. And also, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, new home sales, which are defined by signed contracts between buyers and sellers, or home builders really, actually decreased by 15% from November 2021 through November 2022. So what this means is that not only are we seeing decreases of applications for loans in order to buy brand new houses decline by 25.2% compared to 1 year ago, we're also seeing huge decreases of signed contracts for brand new houses compared to a year ago as well. But wait, there's more. Speaking of a decrease in home buying demand, have a look at this. This is according to showingtime.com, and this is for the week ended December 29th. And these are real estate showings across North America. So for the week ended December 29th in 2022, real estate showings in North America decreased by 62.7% compared to the first week of 2022. Back in 2021, they decreased by 54.2%. In 2020, they decreased by 45.5% compared to the first week of 2020. So obviously it makes sense we're seeing a decrease of home showings during the holidays, of course, right? But the declines this year are actually greater than last year. So on top of that, we've been seeing fewer real estate showings in North America compared to the first week in 2022, ever since really the middle of July of last year. And when comparing that to 2021, we actually didn't get into negative territory in 2021 until we hit September 7th. At that time, home showings decreased by 1.5% compared to the first week of 2021. Then they went back up into positive territory here again in 2021 and didn't get into negative territory until we hit the middle of November. Obviously a lot different this year when we actually had a decrease of home showings across North America ever since middle of July this year. Another potential sign that home buying demand has been declining is this right here. This is googletrends.com, and these are actually looking for people searching for homes for sale on Google over the past 12 months. So the current index right now is at 75. 1 year ago, the index was approximately 94. And as you can see right here, fewer people have been searching for homes for sale on Google really ever since the beginning of August of 2022. Also, when looking at current levels right now compared to 12 months ago, Google searches for homes for sale are down about 20%. I also want to give you guys an update regarding mortgage rates as well, because the 10-year Treasury note actually decreased about 15 basis points on Friday down to 3.567%. Obviously, this is tied directly to mortgage rates. So I'd say tied very closely to mortgage rates, I should say, because when the yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury note decreases, so do mortgage rates on average. So have a look at this. These are average rates according to the Mortgage News Daily for people with exceptional credit. So as of Friday, the average rate was at 6.20% for a 30-year fixed. 15 years at 5.7%, jumbos at 5.6%, VA at 6.05%, and FHA loans, which require only 3.5% a down payment, is at 6% right now. So when looking at rates compared to 12 months ago, rates have increased approximately 2.73 percentage points or 273 basis points compared to 12 months ago, because right now, again, rates are averaging about 6.20%. 1 year ago, rates were about 3.47%. Additionally, when looking at rates right now at 6.20%, again, that's average rates across the whole United States for people with exceptional credit, of course. At 6.20%, these are the lowest rates since mid-December last year. And with that said, please comment below your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys got any values video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Of course, I appreciate you. Hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.